Hi, everybody. Welcome to the JSA Spotlight Sit-Down Series. I'm John Shepard. Today, we're with Peter Morandi, CEO of Eastman Cooke Construction. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, John. Appreciate it.
Thrilled to have you here. Look forward to a really great conversation. Why don't you give us a little sense of who you are and how you came to this point and a little bit about Eastman.
Sure. We started up in 2009, and it was an interesting time right after the 2008 financial crisis.
The world was on fire.
The world was on fire. But it was a great time to start the business. It really just was the right timing, even though it may not have seemed like it, but it was perfect. We've been in business now for 15 years, built some beautiful projects throughout the tri-state area, and very proud of where the company has come.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing great work. Talk to us a little bit about, some of the projects that, you're most proud of in recent years.
We have done a great job with the dealership work we've done. So think of the luxury brands like Lexus, Mercedes truck dealerships, the Jaguars, the Land Rovers. Those are all types of luxury dealerships that we do.
Yeah, all your high-end brands.
All the high-end brands, yeah.
Because you guys don't come cheap. You're doing quality work. We're sitting today, everybody, in one of Peter's projects. We're up in the Bronx at a school slash church that's being redone, and that's why you kind of see the environment here. So those kinds of projects, are great. They're high profile. How about some of the meat and potatoes, like this project, for example?
Yeah, so something like this is for a not-for-profit, which we love working for because they have a mission, which I think is really important. So when we go back and look at what we've built, it feeds to their mission. It gives to their mission, which we always truly appreciate. The medical work that we do is very technical, and that's one of the reasons why I like that work. It's interesting, it's intricate. And then when we're repurposing a building, so we've taken a storage and moving warehouse and made it into an ambulatory surgery center. Think hips, shoulders, knees, that type of
Very
thing.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's great to see those buildings in New York being transformed into something new. They're being repurposed, really is what they're doing. And our office interiors market is getting stronger as people return to work, which I think is a great thing. And the spaces that are there are meant to have the people that work for those companies feel welcomed. So there's a lot of design. There's a lot of new, they call it, LEED, energy efficient, comfortable, good atmosphere.
For those of you that don't know, LEED, L-E-E-D, it speaks to energy efficiency in repurposing buildings these days. One of the things that kind of flows through all of that is getting involved with the project. What is the best time for somebody who's looking to do something to include and involve you?
That's a great question. It really is. Early.
Yeah.
Early on.
Yeah. Get us in the game early. Yeah.
I'm talking about pre-lease, pre-purchase. You're out looking at something with a broker. You've got an architect already engaged. Let us come in and tell you a couple of really key important things, like how much is it going to cost? Or how long is it going to take? Those are pretty important questions.
Yeah, the basics.
What does your lease look like? Yeah. Do you have a tenant allowance that really won't build the space out? Or do you have something in there you can bring back as a negotiating point? So we have 15 years of data that we will share with anyone that wants a piece of that, just to answer those couple of questions. And then we can give feasibility. We can look around to see if the space is adequate for what you want to do with it. We'll even look at a piece of land and know some geotechnical issues that might be there that we've done because we built a building down the block.
It's super important to get you involved. And one of the things that we were talking about off camera was last year versus this year, a lot of bids going out, a lot of people wanting to get things started, and they were holding that cash on the sidelines. And now, people have a lot more questions this year because the cash is coming off the sidelines, whether it's a strategic move like a car dealership, repurposing of an office, repurposing of a building to another business. It sounds to me like getting you involved early, it saves them money, it saves them hassles, and it really does kind of speed the project along as much as humanly possible.
It does. It also feeds into collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So from the real estate side, the architecture, engineering, and the contracting side, having all of us in the room together to look at something and really understand it, understand what needs to be built, what the end user's end in mind is,
Mm-hmm.
what they want to get out of the space, so we can make sure that it's all included in that project.
And you use an interesting word, collaboration. You're there to work on behalf of these organizations, and you have to position your team. And that's a whole nother game. Once the deal is signed, it's, do we have enough of the great people that we need? If not, how do we sub that out? And so talk to me a little bit about that. Just staffing up a project.
I'm going to give you a little history before I do that, John.
Sure.
Is that I came out of the trades. I was a tradesman. I went to a vocational school, which means we did 2 weeks of academics and then 2 weeks of hands-on shop. And I'm a brickie. I learned how to lay brick.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 generations, or I am the 4th generation. And I decided to go then take the skills that I learned there and go to a college that really specialized in construction and engineering. Roger Williams was a great education, fantastic professors. When I left Massachusetts, where I grew up, and came down to New York, I found some great mentors. And that was really the key to my success.
Super important.
Yeah, really important. And that's something that the industry can't get enough of, are those mentors, the professionals that have had 30, 40 years that can then take a new generation, just like they did when I was younger, take a new generation and show them all the tricks in the book.
Yeah, it's so important. You say you're a brickie. First of all, he's got a grip that'll kill you. Number one. Number two, a bricklayer in a different kind of sense now, putting everything together for these projects. So you're taking that mindset and adapting it to a new skill set, and in bringing up the younger generations, the training and the mentoring. In my space, everybody that watches this knows I'm in the recruiting space and the advisory space on intergenerational communication and collaboration. And it's very similar to your business of getting the youngins, coming up through the ranks. And one of the things, that I tell people is, don't just train them to do the job, train them to be great at the job. Yeah. Because then you have the next generation of people that can build the kind of things that you guys are building and then pass it on down the road to others. So I think, when you use a word like collaboration, that's really what it's about in your business.
Yeah. We have some core values, and those core values include hiring the best and brightest in the industry and then teaching them the ECA way. And the ECA way is to let an end user, a client, a not-for-profit, a car dealer, do what they do best and leave the construction to us.
Yeah, that's great. And if you can get that client to get their hands off of your project, it's even better. The biggest in any business, that's one of the biggest challenges. It's like, listen, you pay us a lot of money to do what we do, let us do it. So that is one of those things.
We let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
But we don't need them on site every
day.
Yeah,
we're happy to keep you in the loop, but the loop is not this small. It's actually this big.
Yeah.
Exactly. So talk to me a little bit about, the market right now, for what you guys are doing, what you're seeing, and your views for 2025.
This is a question that gets asked all the time, and I ask all the time. 2024 was an interesting year. A lot of hesitation, a lot of uncertainty. And then at the beginning of this year, projects just started blossoming. Things that were pent up in 24 came back to life. It was just this waiting period of, are you doing it? Are you going forward with it? And then all of a sudden, the calendar flipped and it was off to the races. Now we're just faced with some challenges, understanding where material prices are going. So that's probably our top concern right now. It's not so much that the work isn't out there, because it is. It's definitely on the street right now. But how much is it going to cost? And that's a very important part of the business.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. It's huge. It's the cost component. And then, it comes back to something else. You guys have timelines and you want to be effective in doing these projects. You want to see them through to completion, whether it's materials, people, permits. We were talking off camera earlier about the permitting process, and in 2024, everybody's sitting on the sidelines, and now they want to go, and it's like, well, do you have your permits done? The answer, oh, we're going to do that next. Well, that's going to delay you 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever it is. So you got a lot of balls in the air to kind of keep every project moving forward.
But that's even when a project is delayed or there is some hesitation, those are still great conversations to have with us.
Sure.
Okay, we're going to tee this up for 25. What do we need to do? You need to file, you need to get approvals, you need to get everything lined up. If the worst thing that happens is they don't build the project, that's the worst thing that happens.
Right.
They went out and got a couple permits, a couple approvals, and the cost of a construction project, it's so minuscule, it's so small. And now we're saying the same things. If you're thinking about something, find out how much it costs, find out how long it's going to take, and if you say yes, then get your approvals in place. And then you can go and make sure it can get built in a timely fashion.
Yeah, get the materials, get the people, and get everything moving forward. How can people watching this get in touch with you?
They can look at our website. EastmanCooke.com is a great place to see the beautiful work that we've done. We also have our LinkedIn page, which they could go to.
Awesome.
And they can always email me, John.
That's it. Where do they get you?
Peter@EastmanCooke.com.
That's Peter at EastmanCooke with an E.com. Thanks so much for joining us, Peter. I think you're doing great work, and it's going to be a wonderful year ahead for you guys.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.